Hello, my name is Pedro Martinez. I'm the Director of NEC Unified Business Solutions. I would like to share with you a concern that many of our customers have today, and that is the enhanced 911 or E911 requirements for businesses. As you will find in this short video, an E911 strategy for your business is not an option, it's a necessity. There are multiple reasons why you may need to take action. That may be state legislation requirements, OSHA, Sarbanes-Oxley, risk avoidance, or just pure ethics. Let me start by describing to you an article from the Washington Post. It was reported on the Washington Post some time ago that a 39-year-old salesman was found dead in his desk 10 hours after he called 911. What went wrong? Well, the police said that it was a telephone glitch, that the emergency personnel was sent to the wrong address. Actually, the emergency personnel was sent to the listed phone billing address next door from the building where the salesman worked. How can this happen? Well, in the majority of cases, businesses today are not properly equipped and their systems are not properly configured to handle E911 emergencies. In some cases, the caller ID sent to the emergency responders is not accurate. In other cases, the emergency responders contacted were not the right one because the call maybe was sent through a trunk in a different local exchange carrier. Or in other cases, the caller location is misfiled in the ALIC database. So, how can we help our customer fix this problem? Well, let me start by describing at a very high level the way this is supposed to work. So what is supposed to happen when someone calls 911 from the office? Let me first define the different terms in this slide. The ANI, or ANI, or also referred as caller ID, is the automatic number identifier. That is the number you are calling from. The PSAP, the public safety answering point, that is where you're calling to. The ALI, that is the automatic location identifier. That is the database where the location, the ANI information, as well as your address information or location information resides. When someone calls 911 from a business, their extension, or ANI, is received by the PSAC personnel. Their computer system will automatically reference that number into the ALI database, and your specific location information will be presented to the PSAC personnel in their screens. At that point, when they decide which type of emergency it is, your location information is sent electronically to the police, the firefighter, the ambulance, all of them. And that is why it is very important that when you call 911, your call goes to the right PSAP and that the right location data is stored into the ALI database. As an employer, it is obviously the right thing to do to provide the safest work environment possible to employees so that in the case of an emergency, the appropriate emergency responder can locate the incident. Nevertheless, there are different types of legislation that will incentivize business to fix this problem. Otherwise, they may face liability risk and possible fines. Let me start with the federal regulations. There is no federal legislation regulating specifically E911 in the business place today. However, there is a congressional E911 caucus to educate lawmakers, constituents, and communities about the importance of citizen-activated emergency response systems. In addition, under OSHA regulations, the Occupational Safety and Health Act, employers are required to equip the work environment with the necessary precautions to avoid recognized hazards. So OSHA may reject an emergency action plan if the E911 is not included. Penalties for violating OSHA could run from $7,000 to up to $70,000. In addition, neglecting employees the right of information about possible unsafe situations in the workspace could also create exposures to Sarbanes-Oxley. Furthermore, there is a state legislation enacted that regulates E911 requirements for businesses. There are a total of 17 states that have passed E911 legislation already. The requirements differ from state to state, but if a business has presence in more than one state, legal presence will go to the state with the toughest law. All the states require businesses to have some sort of E911 solution that provides to the PSAP accurate location information. And there is a responsibility of the business to update the ALI database so that the location information is accurate. In addition to that, the lack of state legislation doesn't protect businesses from wrongful injury suits. Possible wrongful death in the work environment creates a liability risk for a business that could be very expensive monetarily and from a public relations perspective. And we don't want to even think about the impact of an incident in the rest of the workforce. So, how can we help provide a solution? The minimum E911 solution needs to provide at least two basic features: accurate location information about the source of the caller, and provide as much information as possible about the person originating the call. In addition, it's highly recommended not only to provide to the PSAP the necessary information, but also to provide internal notifications to the risk management team, public safety, or any other team looking after the security of the employees and customers for that matter, a real-time information about the safety of the business. It is also important that the E911 solution provide adequate flexibility for new technologies that allow our workforce to be more mobile, like, for example, voice over IP. Requirements for voice over IP customers will be automatic PS-ILI updates, as well as tracking of location of IP based on data switch and switchboard definitions. But you realize that a complete and effective E911 strategy includes more than a piece of hardware and software. It requires an assessment and discovery of the enterprise current situation. It requires a procedural plan that will define how to respond to an emergency situation in an organization as part of a business continuity plan. That will define a situation like how to coordinate the response among different departments, for example. And it will also relate to the technical solution. For example, if an E911 system has the capability to notify people using email, telephone, SMS, or any other communication media, in the case of a 911 call, not only you can notify the PSAP, but also the internal responsible members to implement the emergency plan. Okay, I hope that this short video was worthwhile, and I hope that now you have a better idea of why your company must have a clear E911 plan and strategy. It is a matter of compliance, risk management, and ultimately business ethics. Remember that your NEC account manager and your NEC vendor partner can help you with your E911 business requirements. Thank you very much for your time.